Head Observer!
This is Taiwan Observer, and we are back
with another episode of Observation with the
boys
with Vincent
and Joseph.
That's right, that's us again. First of all, look at our hats. We wanna.
Hey.
That's right. The 2020 is finally over. Oh, thanks God. So it's out with the old and
in with the new.
That's right.
So we wish all of you out there a happy new year. New Year is coming in just a couple of days. Get your resolutions ready, get your party hats on, and go have a good time and say, screw 2020.
That's right, and probably stay indoors because it's going to be really cold outside and it's probably not a very good idea to be in a crowded space right now with the COVID, with Wuhan Corona out there. Alright guys, so let's start today with the meme, and a meme for today is this meme from Nihao. How's it going? He provided us this time with a meme with three people. Did you not recognize this movie at all?
The Godfather, right?
Because
yeah,
obviously. Anyway, for you guys that don't read Mandarin, this is Taiwanese person. I forced a foreigner to look at this pizza. What's wrong with this pizza? This is basically Boba Pizza, it's tapioca pizza, right? It's sweet pizza. I had this pizza. This pizza comes, instead of any savory flavor, comes with honey and two different kinds of tapioca. Actually, is it good? It's semi-good.
I never tried it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but then this brings the bigger problem of bigger argument, so to speak, between people that consider themselves connoisseurs of pizzas that often come from Western countries and, let's say, pioneers of different flavors that come from Taiwan. And I am actually not using euphemisms here. I do treat them as genuine pioneers. So they're coming up with different flavors, and recently we had a surge of different flavors in Taiwan coming in, especially from these two different establishments. What are those establishments? Can you quickly tell us?
Pizza Hut and Domino's. So Pizza Hut and Domino's have been getting increasingly weird with their pizza flavors, trying to outdo one another, trying to get that headline in the news saying, look at this weird flavor, you can only buy it at Pizza Hut or Domino's.
That's right. So, like, about this, for example, there was a ramen pizza. Right now there is a hot pot pizza. I had ramen pizza. Ramen pizza was really dry, so I had to like grate. I actually don't have a grater, but I had to like cut some cheese, add some cheese to it, and then bake it again to make it nice. Then there is
someone might even say you're one of those foreign snobs about their pizza by doing that.
It was just me being a cheese lover. Anyway, but then another prevalent thing that a lot of Taiwanese pizza makers do is always add in, for example, corn, and like a lot of corn on a pizza, something that just doesn't fly with a lot of Westerners. And this is not mayonnaise, it's this sweet salad dressing. Actually, I mean, I actually gotten into it, so I actually started to like it now. But that's kind of weird, and a lot of people don't like seafood on the pizza, but I also started to like it. So
I'm not a seafood pizza lover at all, but I must say that the sweet mayonnaise doesn't really bother me that much, but it is something, one thing that you do find everywhere is this corn on pizza, specifically in Asia. It's like, I've lived in Korea, I've been to a number of other Asian countries, you know, and corn on pizza seems to be a thing that they actually is mostly in Asia. South Africa doesn't put corn on pizza, Europe doesn't put the corn on the pizza. I've eaten pizza all around the world. Seems to be a uniquely Asian thing.
Yeah. But then coming back to the movie very quickly, so as you see, Taiwan is forcing us, foreigners in Taiwan especially, to look at those peculiar, odd, and bizarre, sometimes perceived by many, flavors of pizza. So thank you, How's it going, for providing us with this wonderful meme. This is a classic. I consider this one as a classic from you. Spot on again. Well done, mate.
Well done. All right. So talking about these bizarre flavors of pizza, I actually have a restaurant that I frequent. It's one of my favorite restaurants in Taiwan. It is called Bullfight. It's all you can eat pizza and different fried foods. Also, the dessert and drink bar, on a side note, amazing. Best dessert and drink bar I've ever seen in Taiwan.
For real?
But anyway, especially for the price, $3.88 per person.
Ooh.
Insane.
Wow.
Okay, but anyway, I'm not plugging this restaurant. What I am trying
What's
to
the
talk
address?
about. What's the address? Bullfight, New Taipei. Check it out. You can find it somewhere in Xinzhou. Anyway, we're gonna. I just want to talk about the different flavors of pizza they have there.
All right.
So they've got weird flavors, and they're always trying something new, which I like. I appreciate that they're always trying something new.
Yeah,
but they've got like this American hot dog pizza, which is just mushrooms and pieces of Vienna sausage chopped up on a pizza. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Some people don't like it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then there's like a kimchi pizza.
Ooh,
which is
that's
like,
interesting.
Yeah, they've got some Korean pork with kimchi on the pizza. It's actually quite a good flavor pairing. It's not bad at all. I like it.
Yeah.
And then they've got they've got a bunch of pizzas on the sweeter side. They do have your traditional like pepperoni and stuff, but
we would call them like
margarita and
pizza
stuff,
desserts.
Yeah, dessert pizza. Then they've got like dessert pizza, okay?
Dessert.
And there's what I would call dessert pizza. This one's not really a dessert pizza, but it is somewhere in there. It's like just a cheese pizza made with only Parmesan cheese, but then they take a little bit of powdered sugar and they sprinkle it on top, just a little bit. So it's sweet and you get that powdered sugar flavor. That's my wife's favorite pizza. But me, I can take it or leave it. I don't like the sweet cheese pizza. But there are two flavors that are very interesting to me.
What's that?
Okay. One flavor is particularly interesting is the cappuccino flavored pizza.
Ooh.
All right. So
that's very interesting. Yeah.
That's like just cappuccino foam, like the foamy, milky stuff that you get at the top of the cappuccino. And it's got a little bit of a cappuccino flavor, but not really. And then they just put this, there's no cheese under this pizza. It's just pizza dough that's been cooked. It's like a flatbread style, and then they put this cappuccino froth on the top.
Yeah, okay.
And that is actually, for a dessert pizza, it's not bad. It's actually kind of delicious. And then there's another dessert pizza, okay? It sounds a little bit weird, and it is kind of weird. I'm not really a huge fan. It's like a grilled mochi pizza. So what they do is
mochi is not bad. I don't have anything against mochi.
Yeah, I like mochi personally.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is the grilled mochi pizza is kind of weird, especially they sprinkle some like peanut flavoring on it. So it's peanut mochi. So what they do is they put a regular cheese pizza together, and then they have like some mochi pieces that are grilled and put on top of the pizza, and then it's when you eat it, it's got some like drizzled chocolate on it, and it's very sweet. It is definitely for dessert, but that is one that I don't like and I find kind of weird when I eat it. But, I'm not judging. If you like it, you like it. Go check out Bullfight if you have a chance. They got great pizza. But talking about dessert pizza, you got something for us?
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, a little plug, a shameless plug.
Taiwan Taster.
Taiwan Taster. Obviously, this is another platform. If you haven't heard of it, if you haven't seen it, you're probably gonna stumble across this on our main page. If not, just type Taiwan Taster into Facebook and it's gonna come out. And what I did there recently, somebody posted this on another forum of ours actually, and this is what his friend has made. She's made a pizza. She's baked a pizza made with strawberries, and actually
strawberry pizza.
Looks like that. Okay.
That's definitely a dessert pizza, right?
So that's got, I'm not too sure really, because it's got cheese on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, what it is, like, I posted this in one internet group, one Facebook group, and people there were mostly against it, but somebody that makes actually pizza for a living, said that cheese with strawberries is kind of a weird idea, but strawberries themselves on pizza are good, but what would go better with the strawberries would be custard. So if you put custard and strawberries, you've got a nice dessert pizza.
That's something I would actually eat. That sounds delicious.
Isn't it?
Yeah, like a flatbread with custard and strawberries on it. Oh,
yeah,
that sounds delicious.
But the strawberries, they look very fresh, like figuratively and literally. I think they've been just plucked, and they've been just put on the pizza with some herbs and obviously cheese. And yeah, this post got a lot of traction on a Facebook group that I put it on. But and then talking about this, guys, what's happening now? Why strawberries of all the fruits that we have in the world, right? Why strawberries? Because now it's the beginning of the strawberry season in Taiwan. That's gonna run from the beginning of December, which now we're having 20, we're in the like late 20s of December, nearly the end of the year, right? And then the season is going to finish in April. So what you're gonna see later on is going to be
a lot of strawberry stuff, like at convenience stores, 7-Eleven specifically. Sometimes you'll see a whole shelf just full of strawberry stuff. So if you guys see any cool strawberry stuff, send it to the Taiwan Taster page, and then maybe we'll feature it in our strawberry collection this year.
Because we are all into experimenting with different food, and that's what Taiwan is big about. Like, if Taiwan was not experimenting with food, we would never have boba milk tea, right? Or pearl milk tea, if somebody didn't decide to experiment a little bit with food.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so we have to be a bit
so if you guys experiment with any food, please leave us a comment and tell us what's the weirdest kind of pizza or weirdest kind of strawberry thing you've eaten recently.
That's
That
right.
would be cool.
I think for me, very quickly, off the top of my head, like there's just the weirdest ever thing that I ever seen. Actually, I haven't had a chance to try it because they just sold out. But last year, Family Mart was running a promotion, and they were selling those hot dog sausages with strawberry flavor. So that was really, I was taken aback when I saw it, but I never had a chance to try one.
Sounds intriguing, but at the same time scary.
I would definitely try it.
Yeah, if I see it this year, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
So talking about diet in general, though,
Okay.
let's move on to another topic here in Taiwan. So we've been talking about all this great experimental food and stuff, and we've been talking a little bit about junk food today, specifically like chocolates, cookies, and stuff covered in strawberries, and also pizza. Now, in Taiwan, generally people would think, hey, Taiwanese people are overall pretty thin. But if you've noticed, if you've lived here as long as we have, you've seen children get fatter and fatter. And if you've lived here as long as we have, you would have noticed that children are getting larger, especially if you're in education. A lot of our viewers, I know, are in education, especially if you're located here in Taiwan. So maybe you've also noticed this trend. But a couple of studies have shown that children are getting fatter, especially the younger they are. And it seems to be mostly low-income households. And this seems to be a trend across the whole world. Low-income households are starting to fatten up, basically because it's cheaper and easier to get a hold of like calories that aren't great for you, right? That are high in fat and sugar. And it's cheaper to get those into your body, processed foods, than it is to maybe get a healthy diet every day. So I think something that's still unique about Taiwan is that vegetables and like grains and healthier food is still quite cheap compared to the rest of the world, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's easier in the US to buy $1 hot dog or $1 meal from a KFC or a 7-Eleven than it is to get in Taiwan. In Taiwan, generally, you'll still get like a rice-based dish with some vegetables and meat on top as the cheapest dish around, right? So
just definitely healthier than alternatives in America.
Yeah, or in other places around the world. So, but the trend is happening here too, because it's becoming harder to farm these, with climate change and stuff, it's becoming harder to farm. And also with the growth in population, it's becoming harder to sustain them. And also because of the change in the culture, the food culture, the eating culture, and the opening up of exports to Western foods. So yeah, there's the pork thing, but we won't get into that today. But what we're talking about is that the fact that children are getting larger in general, and this causes adverse health effects and adverse psychological effects, especially from their peers who might be more well off and their parents can afford to give them proper food. In a lot of the cases, childhood obesity is not just the amount of education or money you have available to you, but also your parents' lifestyle, right? So if your parents are mostly sedentary and they just sit around and watch TV and play computer games, then you're more likely to also just sit around and watch TV and play computer games. And the studies have found that kids who eat more unhealthily than other kids, right, usually their parents have the same dietary habits, right? So they have the same dietary habits, and they're causing their kids to eat the same way because, you know, monkey see, monkey do, and that's what kids do. They see what you do and they do the same, right?
That's right.
And also, as a parent, you're in control of their diet, so what you give them to eat is what they're gonna eat. But other than that, there's a big diabetes problem in Taiwan. You know, almost 10% or so of the population in Taiwan have a form of diabetes. It's one of the highest in the world, actually, when it comes to diabetes. And the studies have found that Taiwanese people in particular are very susceptible to diabetes. And what's even more interesting is that people in Taiwan who have diabetes usually aren't obese like in other countries. So usually there's this connection between obesity and diabetes. But in Taiwan, yes, there certainly is that connection as well, but less so than in other countries where diabetes is a problem. So my personal theory on this is, like, I'm not a doctor, don't listen to me, is that the heavy rice load that people are eating here contributes to that because, you know, the sugars in rice become sugars in your body and they treat it the same as any other kind of sugar, right? So so I think that maybe that might have something to do with it. And also in Taiwan, there are a lot of, just in general, liver problems. So that contributes to the factor as well.
For decades.
Yeah, for decades. And I think that comes from, you know, just the gene pool that's here, you know, and after many generations, this gene pool, like in any gene pool anywhere, has not caused, but has accentuated these problems or has now made it easier to see, right? So let's hope that Taiwan keeps opening up their borders and getting more people in here.
Yeah,
you know? Because the birth rates are also down. Diversify the gene pool and get birth rates up. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's talk about the last thing you want to talk about here today.
Since you were talking about being healthy in general, that was the motif going throughout your what you were saying. I've got something to do with hygiene, and this is this soap, right? This is a very classical brand. Like, as you know, every time when I'm here, I'm gonna bring like something very classical about Taiwan, like a classical Taiwanese product. And this is one of them. This is called Meiji Yao Zao. This is a majestic medicinal soap. This a company that stands behind it was established in 1941. So just very calculated very quickly. 2020 minus 1941 equals 79. So they've been at the market for nearly 80 years. Next year, which is just few days away, they're going to be 80 years old. So this soap was part of Taiwanese culture for 80 years. And it was before Taiwan wasn't so well off. It wasn't a wealthy nation as it certainly is now. This soap was very affordable, and especially it took off in 1960s. It was used by just generation of people, and it was very, very popular. And why was it so popular? Because it was cheap and it was good. It was good in quality. It's based on glycerin and this thing called carbolic, if you know what that is. I can quickly read for you what it says here at the back. It says sodium palmate, sodium palm kernelate, water, palmitic acid, sodium chloride, glycerin, fragrance, and other chemicals. But basically, it is not too chemical, and it would keep you nice and clean, and it would keep you refreshed, and first of all, it would be very affordable. So this Meiji Yao Zao, or majestic medicinal soap, has been part of Taiwanese culture for many, many generations, and it's still here. If you want to get one of those, you go to one of those traditional Taiwanese department stores. There's a little traditional department stores where you can buy a lot of stuff, and you can get one of those for $30. I can actually pop this one open just for you to let you see how it looks like inside. What is it?
Let's have a smell.
So it looks like Meiji. That's how it's called now. But it's also called majestic.
Let's smell it.
It's very, very
like I've smelled this
everywhere. Literally,
yeah.
like every toilet smells of this soap. Like it's the most generic smell that you can encounter in most of the toilets and bathrooms in Taiwan. And a little bit overpowering, but yeah, it is part of Taiwanese culture. So yeah, majestic medicinal soap, Meiji Yao Zao. It's part of Taiwanese culture, and with this product, I think we're gonna end this episode of Observations with the Boys.
Observations with the Boys. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for watching. Remember to share this video if you want to support us and give us a like. Yeah, you have to. Come on. What's going on? They still haven't done it, man. Look at them. Look at them sitting there. They're not sharing this video.
I'm going to stand up.
Come on, man. Let's go. What are you doing? Come. Hey, can you see this guy? He's not sharing the video.
I know. Oh. That guy there, sitting in a chair, you see them?
Yeah, you see him? Sitting, watching us on his phone, not sharing this video. Anyway, we're just kidding, guys. Slap a like on it. Give us a comment on anything you've seen here today. Tell us how you think about Taiwanese pizza. Tell us what you think about obesity problem here in Taiwan. We'd be happy to hear your thoughts on anything that's been going here today. All right, this has been Vincent and
Joseph
with Conversations with the Boys. Peace.
It's Observations with the Boys.